All right, we are back for part 3 of our Injustice 2 Mobile 3.2 update video series.
Yep.
Today we're going to talk about Darkside, some team synergies there,
Yep.
and just some quality of life changes coming to the game in 3.2. So Mick, let's kick it
Get
off.
right into it.
Yep.
Darkside. So with Darkside, we gave him a buff, kind of less of a refactor because refactors entail more of like redoing characters to develop them as like a team.
Right.
So Darkside, we kind of got some feedback from the community as being a little not quite where they was hoping it would be. So we decided to reevaluate, and we gave him some buffs. So particularly with his passive 2, the new thing that we added to his passive 2 now is that once he or any members of his team, once they get 15% of their health lost within a second, it's like a damage over time kind of thing if it falls too quickly, they will get an absorption shield, which is a shiny new kind of look on a shield, which, like it suggests, absorbs pretty much anything. So you're invulnerable for that amount of time.
So it's like a anti burst damage.
Pretty much an anti-anything.
Okay.
Which is about.
But if you take like a lot of damage at once, it will.
Correct. So if you take way too much damage at a time, then it's like, oh, hold the brakes, like shield time.
Gotcha.
So there's that, and then a little change, a little tweak with what the passive 2 also had, which was the when heroes got knocked out, Darkseid would absorb health and attack of those heroes. Previously that only used to apply to I believe opponents, but now it applies to any hero. So that's heroes on your team, heroes that you summon, which plays heavily into like the parademons that you can summon and everything. He gets health and attack from anybody that dies in the match, which makes him beefy.
Yeah.
And then with his special abilities, his SP1 we added armor piercing onto it. His SP2 we added power drain onto it because why not? We're just throwing things all willy-nilly at him. Why not go all out? And with his SP2 and SP3, we lowered the power cost, so they're going to be easier to do now.
Throwing them out there a whole bunch.
Right. We're going all for it.
Great.
And with the parademons that he summons, we also lowered the SP costs of both of their special abilities. So they're going to be more able to do damage faster.
Sounds great.
So, really going all out with Darkseid.
Another thing we've been doing, we have a new legendary coming to the cast, as we mentioned earlier, with Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd.
Correct.
But there have been some legendary team synergies kind of worked on by you and the team.
Yeah, so the interesting thing is that I feel like a broken record whenever I bring up power cost adjusting characters like, Black Adam, Shazam, well, maybe not so much Shazam, but like Dr. Fate, Power Girl, like those characters are always handy because they just lower the power cost.
Sure.
So no matter what character you have, you can just do things faster. So that's always a valid team to put together, like with, like a specific legendary, center them around Power Girl, Black Adam, stuff like that. But with these characters in particular, now that we redid Darkseid a little bit, these 3 legendary characters, Brainiac, Batman, Arkham Knight Batman, and Darkseid really fit together nicely in a way that we didn't necessarily plan for, but it just happened to work really well. So with Brainiac, you have him limiting, capping basic damage coming in from the opponent. So that's, one piece of the puzzle. You have him resurrecting tech opponents that he knocks out, so that's a good anti-tech thing to have. Batman, Arkham Knight Batman will have, he'll regenerate health. Anybody will regenerate health because of him if you knock somebody out. So you could, potentially have Brainiac gain health back, but also take a character away to resurrect. So you kind of see how it's slowly starting to build. And then Darkseid, on top of all of that, with no matter who's dying, he's gaining health and attack back. And he could be regenerating health from Batman, and Batman also is countering meta-human opponents' special abilities and all that, so there's a lot of things that they are just nipping in the bud in terms of possible ways to tackle them. So they're a very formidable squad to go against, but fun to play as because of how dominant they can be.
Absolutely. Now, every time we do a video or a stream like this, we like to talk about different quality of life things that are coming to the game.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to mention from the last update that people might not have realized, you can skip supers now.
Oh, I think people definitely realize that because that's all we heard about from that update.
So skipping supers, they're awesome.
Yeah.
They're great to see.
Which we knew before, like quality of life things are important, but like that was really like, oh wow, like we had other things in that update too, guys. Like that wasn't the only thing we put in there. But we took that to heart, and like you said, some quality of life things going into the 3.2. We're starting to implement this system of what we're calling the tag system, so that it's more easy to figure out how characters are categorized. Because previously, like, if you had to find out what characters counted as like a multiverse character or a Justice League character, you kind of had to dig deep into their bio text and everything. But now we figured out a system that makes that easier, so you can just click on something and it's like, this is what this character counts as. So like Cyborg, for example, Justice League Cyborg, like you would open them and be like, Cyborg, Tech, Justice League. So now it's a little more clear and out there as to what characters are falling under categorization-wise.
Which, when you're fighting against different people, it's really good to know sort of how you're going to synergize. And it's just way quicker now instead of reading bios.
And it just scales well once, now that we're adding we have so many characters on the roster, it's like we just need something to keep people straight.
Sure, absolutely.
So there's that. And then the next big one was kind of with the roster sorting. Kind of a minor thing, but, anything that saves time and aggravation, adds up. Whenever you...
True definition of quality of life.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. In the roster, if you, like, for instance, sort that roster by, like, a particular class of character, or you sort them by the name or something, previously, if you went out of the roster, like to any other mode or the main screen or whatever, you would lose that sorting. So if you went back in, you'd have to do it all over again. With 3.2, you won't. So that'll be totally saved, and now it's on you to kind of change that if you want to, like, reset everything or change stuff, but it'll be saved for you, so that will be a big time saver.
All right, so some new quality of life stuff coming to 3.2.
Yep.
Thank you, Mick.
Thank you.
I know the fans are very excited to see 3.2, which you'll be seeing very soon, and you'll soon be able to play with and try to achieve
greatness.
Achieve greatness with Batman, Ninja Gorilla Grodd through the Versus Challenges. So thank you so much for joining us. We can't wait for you to get your hands on Update 3.2 for Injustice 2 Mobile.